This is ContactTalkRadio.com. Consciousness in action. And you are taking action into your consciousness by tuning into Contact Talk Radio.
And on TuneIn.com, Ping.fm, and UpSnap Mobile.
Contact Talk Radio.
Welcome to Transformations with Tara Sutphen. Tara Sutphen is the author of Blame It on Your Past Lives, Soul Agreements, and the Abenda Chronicles. Grammy-nominated audios, videos, and MP3 series. You can find these MP3 series now at TaraInsight.com.
Welcome to Transformations with Tara Sutphen. And my guest and co-host today is Jason D. McKean. He is the voice of over 1 million Om recordings throughout the world. And he is a wonderful, amazing tarot reader and hypnotist. He is the Om Tarot Wizard. And thank you, Jason, for being on the show today.
Good morning, Tara. How are you this morning?
Good. And we're talking about small wins today. You know, how we can win small and what we expect, how we expect to win. You know, our expectations. Do we get in our own way? And how, if we start winning in things, how we win, you know, we can look back and say, oh, wow, we really wanted a lot of things. So it's creating those small victories every day.
Yeah, I was making notes, like right when you had, when we started. And it was, there's actually, you know, in every area of our life, whether it's our relationships, our careers, our spiritual path, that, you know, those big three parts of our being, you know, there's along the way, there's these victories that we can feel that they're adding up to, you know, a larger progress that we're making.
Right. And it's about moving forward, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, do you feel that there is a finish line? You know, when we were both kids, right? It's like we were sprinters, right? We were racers, and we would go, you know, it's like you have a starting line, you have a finish line, and, you know, the starting gun goes off, you're off, right? And you're like, you get to that end tape there, and, you know, it's like, yay, it's a win, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like a beginning point and an end point. And, you know, I tend to think that, you know, since we're eternal souls, you know, as far as the big picture, it's like getting to that final point, that's like, that would be a lot. That'd be to put a lot of pressure on us to, like, you know, you have to be like the totally enlightened soul and be again, you know. But is there along the way those places that we can measure our progress, and do those look like little victories along the way?
Well, I think that we can measure our progress. You know, we you know, one of my monikers is, you are a clear thinking human, there is no confusion. And so the bottom line is that how do we get out of that toxic mind of, you know, let's create wellness here. Let's create, you know, progressing into stepping into our best life and our best self, instead of this, you know, like, oh, I don't know what to do or what I want to do. I don't know how to take care of myself. I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to create friendships or relationships anymore. You know, I mean, it's this sort of thing where, no, stop, because you can. It's all about, you know, just taking a step into the progress and not beating yourself up about what you don't have, and appreciating what you do have, and begin from there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. And, you know, I mean, if you, again, look at, you had mentioned, you know, maybe someone who is having difficulty cultivating new friendships, or they not right. sure what they have to offer to new friendships. Maybe a situation has changed in their life. Maybe, you know, they're out on their own, and it's just like, who am I in this sea of
Oh, it is. And this sea
people?
where people have been, pushed back into their homes. And before it was, you were around a whole bunch of people who never asked you a question, never looked at you anyway. So, the bottom line is, it's like, okay, like, how are we going to now take this juncture and move it forward into a positive direction? And, it's still about creating real life and genuineness and being authentic and having integrity. I mean, that's all the key things that we want to carry forward.
Yeah. Yeah. And to not put the pressure on your shoulders to have the big victory, like the huge accomplishment or so, to break it down into, those things that you can measure on a daily basis, on a weekly, however it works for you,
Right.
as far as validating
The other thing
your
too I want to
progress.
say is about opinions. So many people have so many overt opinions these days.
Really? I disagree. No.
There's no patience level.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's not about, it's about camaraderie. It's about allowing people to settle down. It's a settling down process. It's not and that can be a great win, is that you settle down. You don't have to have an opinion about everything, and not everybody's wrong, and you're not like challenging everything in your life. And maybe you're challenging the wrong things and not the right things. That can be too.
Yeah. Things that are of benefit to you. And, if one is just looking to be a contrarian, if one is looking just to, upset the apple cart just because they can, that's not always productive.
Right. So Bentley came to say hi because
Hi,
it
Bentley.
sounds like my stomach is rumbling when actually the troll is living under the bridge.
I was going to say, did you eat breakfast? And it's like, no, it's my dog.
I did breakfast. So everybody knows I had breakfast. It's like, wow, Tara's gurgling stomach. And it's like, no, the troll lives under the bridge here. I know. Say bye-bye, Beanie.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're like pinpointing those sounds. It's like, stop me.
Isn't it funny? He's so funny. Yeah, he's always been a troll that lives under the bridge.
My dogs are very quiet.
Yeah.
Unless like the someone knocks on the door, then it's like they go crazy.
Well, there's 3 dogs in here, but he's the noisy one. The bone.
Yeah, he's the heavy breather.
He's chewing on an elbow. He's still a puppy at 10.
That's good.
Yeah.
So again, that question of the finish line, for the big win, do you think that adds a lot of pressure on people to feel that they have to like have a big accomplishment as opposed to
I think
breaking it down into
that's a
small
lot of
ones?
people's problems is they feel like they haven't accomplished their purpose yet, or they haven't created their life. And it's really not about, I've interviewed a lot of people over even the radio here for the 12 and a half years. And it's not about really honing in on that one accomplishment that seems to be a big accomplishment. It seems, that people who are accomplishing on that level usually are accomplishing, they're on to their next thing, but they're racers, they're sprinters. They're just always sprinting off to the next thing. And, people that I know that climb mountains, and they do it as like, they're racing. And they don't really take in the view. They're doing what they do. Mm-hmm. So sometimes, it's okay to relax and know that you're living a quality life over a quantity type of something that's of quantity. It's finding the quality of everything. So if that's sitting down and taking a breather in your backyard with a cup of tea, or, doing anything, that brings you joy, then that's a good thing.
Well, it sounds like cultivating some introspection, as well as, being ambitious in that it's like you do want to produce, you do want to, make or meet your goals, but also, like what you're saying, some people don't enjoy the process of it. They just feel like it's a race, and then once they're there, it's like, okay, got this, now this, and then they're off to that without just like taking the view.
Right. Or they don't feel that they know how to do it, which is fine too, because we're all not born the same, even though we're all ending up like we're all one on the planet. When you take back and you look down on the planet Earth, you can't see any people on it. All you do is see a globe. We're all one in a way. We are all one. And so therefore our individual natures is really such a miracle and such a gift. And so not all of us have to accomplish in the same way. And our small wins can be that our grandmother loves us, or that our, we have a beautiful stove to cook on, or, anything that's what you feel grateful for each and every day. Yeah. It could be just the sunshine, could be the trees. I was smiling at a tree this morning, thinking, oh, I love you. And it's, trees give more to you than you think that you give to them. And I was like, I love you more. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you just
Yeah. What was the tree talking back to you?
Yeah, but it's the essence of.
There's always communication.
I do have to say that I did go to a really wonderful seminar in Australia once, and it was they hooked up the plants to biofeedback, and the biofeedback was if somebody would play music, and then the plants would do the melody actually on feedback. And the more you loved the plants or liked the plants, the more they would please you. Because there are sometimes plants that don't want to please you and they'll be silent. It's like horses. Horses are either chatting your ear off, or they're silent. They feel that you don't understand them. So they'll just go back to their horse nature and communicate to horses. Yeah. Dogs do the same thing. Cats,
Was there certain types of plants that were like really receptive
than others? No, it's supposed to be like all plants, but no, it's not, because they're different. They were all different plants, but they all could play music back through the biofeedback. It was incredible.
That really makes it a universal language.
I mean, it was incredible to know that they have feelings, that they're living beings. Yeah, everything that's a living on the planet is living. But and I think, is it because the vegans and vegetarians and everything is okay, because we eat a lot of plants. But if you don't eat a lot of plants, I've had Everest garden for years. Now, if you don't eat the plants, then the plants, they bloom and then they die. So you have to honor them and whatever they're giving you in life, because it's a gift.
Yeah.
It's just the gift. Yeah. So.
Yeah. It's not that they don't feel anything, but it's like they too will, like the plants. It's like Sue, has a lot of vegetables and stuff that are growing, and it's like it becomes a lot. It's like you have to be on top of it. You have to harvest it just kind of at the right time. It's all about when something is ripe and all, but it is a way of honoring it for sure, instead of it just dying. and wasting away.
Right.
It's like a giving to, and then, it's like, our bodies, when, if we're not, on a funeral pyre, on a Viking funeral pyre, which I hope I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my funeral, like, no, where it's, it's like, it becomes, food,
Yeah.
something for microbes and worms and all that good stuff.
Ooh. Halloween's a little more than a month away.
Yeah, but I posted a picture of me as Santa,
Yeah, you
like
did.
last night, just
So
just
now
for
you're in the
fun.
Halloween moon, because now, yeah, you're going backwards, forward, confusing everyone.
It's like I'm still in that state of like, I don't know what it is.
What, as far as holidays? How to have a holiday anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's like Labor Day passed, and I knew it was Labor Day because in Malibu they throw up the fair, in the town center there, the carnival rides, and do a chili cook-off and all. Not that I go, but that's how I know that something is happening, because it's just harder to park in that area for like shopping and stuff. So it's like, it must be a holiday.
Mhm. So, well, I've moved my seminar, my Sedona Psychic Seminar. I've moved it to the 23rd and 24th of October.
Uh-huh.
So I have to, I'll have to talk to you, but I think that we'll probably do Shaman Apex probably in February, maybe. Yeah, start it up again.
So you're doing the one seminar.
I think I'm going to do the one seminar, and I already have some signups. So, if you want to get your place, definitely. And then, I'll give you the address and stuff as we go along, because it's on a private ranch. So
where do people find out about the information as far as the dates?
TerraInsight.com, or they can terraappointment@gmail.com. Inquire.
Like that's awesome, because again, like having those opportunities to tap into your intuition, to get in really deep, and to see where the next part of your journey opens up.
Yeah. Well, Jason's been. Yeah, it's a fun seminar.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be really super fun.
So with this idea of small wins, it's like most of my life I've been a producer of either music albums, various projects, films, and all that. And it's like a lot of things that we can dive into that are expressions of ourself, books, things like that. It's like, it's like one is looking to have that complete thing done. It is, when you make a music album, when you write a book, it's like you end up with something that is the final project. But it's very difficult to just think of it in terms of that one final finished piece, to stay inspired with it. It's like those small wins can be, if you're writing a book and you finish a chapter.
Yeah, small wins are finishing the chapter, or finishing, or just sitting down to do it. Because I've been working on a book for a while here, and I'm on page 300. So the thing is that I have to pare down, and now it's forming, doing a lot of forming, and but I'm getting ready to put it in with my agent. So
excellent.
Yeah,
excellent. Yeah. It's going to be a great book.
Couple weeks. Yeah, it's going to be a fun book. I mean, nobody's ever done it, so it's going to be great.
Yeah, and the same is true like making an album. If you have maybe say 10, 12 songs on it. It's just like finishing the song,
Yeah.
not like thinking that you have to have that final thing. Of course, it's always great to have that final, that big win,
Mhm.
but it's still about, not burning yourself out, not just building up all your expectations, and then, because that can be where someone starts to sabotage themselves, as far as they can.
Oh, it's totally where people begin to sabotage. Exercise is a good one. Exercise, they get a gym membership and then they never go. But
Mhm.
a couple times. That's, sabotaging right there. You think that, other people are looking at you. You think you're going to be talked at. You think you're going to be, you don't have enough time in a 24-hour day, things like that. It's like, okay, there's, you just don't feel you can get to it and do it. A lot of people feel that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like that initial burst of enthusiasm. You feel like, you know what, I'm doing it finally, and I love myself, and I'm going to take care of myself, and
And
that's a part of it.
Right. And then maybe you exercise too hard and then you're sore, there's and you can't move for a month.
Right. It's like,
Out of it again, because you're exercising too hard. There's all sorts of things that we do to ourselves that sabotage. You're right. The sabotaging, self-sabotaging. And then we might eat cookies after we, exercise.
ooh,
If we don't have
yeah.
cookies, we have 10 cookies.
Some double stuffed something.
I totally used to do that. No, mine were always like health food cookies. It didn't matter, they're so fattening. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah, the rewards of it.
to be rewarded. Yeah, yeah, but usually a sugar rush. Yeah.
Mm.
Luckily I'm off of that. I mean, I do have one sweet a day of something, but it's usually
Is it a cake?
no, people would not think it's a sweet. So I don't know if I should even bring it up. People will be like, oh God, that's not, but it is. For me, it's fun.
Sure.
It's
All
like,
right, keep it a mystery.
I'm gonna go ahead and say what it is because
No. Keep it a mystery. It's like Tara's mystery sweet.
no.
It's just like, what is it? What is it? We're dying to know.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah, totally. People will go, oh, no, it can't be good. Yeah.
All right. Well, we know it's not Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, it's definitely not. Yeah. I mean, not that I don't love the look of donuts. Oh, they're so pretty.
They're beautiful, especially
I
those
love
ones
them.
that they make out of like unicorns and stuff like that.
Oh, and the lavender ones now, they make such pretty colors. And oh, yeah, pretty, but no.
That's just, you're just tempting people now.
No, I'd rather not. It doesn't make me feel good. Yeah.
Right.
We were talking about that, bananas don't, my sister and Cheyenne, if we eat a banana, we feel terrible. But bananas just don't do it for us. Yeah. And then my Ayurvedic doctor, my MD, said, don't eat bananas, before I even ever said anything. I was like, really?
Is it for your body type or your?
I don't know.
Your
No.
Vata.
Yeah, well, maybe, but he's a little more, deeper
Pitta.
in tune with who you are. He probably meditated and heard it. I don't know.
Pitta, Vata,
I-
Kapha. That's the doshas.
You got me. Got my-
It's not mine either. I'm dangerous in my knowledge of Ayurveda.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of things.
Yes, be careful. Yeah,
But one thing I do know about.
no, I do believe in it. Yeah.
One thing that I do know is because it's like the that production artist in me. It's like the person who knows how to break down like goals,
Mhm.
and to take your inspiration and to not just blow it all like at the beginning, right? Where one doesn't take the fuel and just like like a rocket ship, it's like you don't just press ignite and then just kind of let it all go without having a direction to take it, and a way of being able to sustain the flight, to keep inspiring yourself, to make sure that you don't burn yourself out at the beginning.
Mm.
And then you build on everything that you accomplish. And even if there's these missteps or these side steps,
Oh, yeah.
there are happy accidents in the world. We can have like the best intention, we can make the best plan, but as we move through something, we may find that, oh, this is like kind of works too, and it's okay to not lose sight of the main goal, but to find your own voice, your own way of doing something along the way, something that feels like it's uniquely yours, and not just use it as a justification to get off the track, or to knock yourself off of it. It is with a lot of things, it's like you can just self-monitor, but there are some things that it does help to have input from others who are just on the outside of it, and they're like they're busting you if you're wanting to take some shortcuts, or
Right.
if you're starting to fall behind in it. They can just say, I see what you're doing, let's stay on course. That's what a good counselor does, right? A coach, or a person who's looking at it for your best interest too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right. Well, I'm into building teams. That's you build your team, your medical team, your fitness team, your nutrition team, your friendship team, whatever it is, team, work team, you have people in place. Yeah. And you can do a lot of it yourself, but that I've never found that to be quite true. There's always a team, whether it's your accountant, whatever it is, but it's a team. There's a little, do you see it over there? Oops, there, right there. There's Jason, the Om Tarot Wizard. That was his contribution to the Vortex. This is actually the mystery school. You see? Da-da.
So the wizard.
There he is.
I have twins of them. There's two of them.
And one sits in the Vortex.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The word that it feels like it's a key component of the word teams is support.
Yes.
And how it is that we support our goals, so that it's not that we can shift responsibility for our what it is that we want, and what it is that we're figuring out what we want. We don't always have all the components of the big picture in mind. But if we have parts of it, it's like important to recognize them, and then start working towards them, and allowing for some of the other aspects to reveal themselves along the way. There's nothing wrong with that. That's life. That's a major component of life, is where I think our soul has the blueprint of why we're here, our larger purpose and all.
Soul,
But what's that?
soul agreements, Yeah.
That's your book, right?
right?
It's all about, it's like those larger
Predestiny.
The blueprint within, and it's like our mind has to catch up to that, to know what it's about and how to make those moves towards fulfilling that.
Well, that's a lot of it too, is sometimes your body is moving faster than your mind, and sometimes your mind is moving faster than your body. So it's getting into resonance, like you can dream it, but are you actually even speaking it? And if you're speaking it, like a lot of people talk about their dreams and what they want and yet don't know how to exactly put it into action. So it has to be put into your body in progress, and it doesn't have to be, like a major plan. It can be just little plans to create the major plan. Like, because you never know where you're really going, but you know that you want a beautiful life. So you step into a beautiful life each and every moment. So you just keep stepping. And, every day I feel that I create a beautiful life. I talk to somebody who inspires me, or I just love, my clients, whoever it is, I'm happy because I feel that I'm progressing forward in the most natural and beautiful way through life. So it's really important to get into that groove.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's when you recognize that you are in that place of feeling like you're in the pocket of your life, you're in that groove.
Yeah.
And it's always important to make sure that groove, that there's elements of it that remain of interest to you, that groove doesn't just become a rut, that you don't just get into a place of where it's too much the same or so. It's like I see like a groove kind of in a three-dimensional way, where it's almost like a spiral up, so you can be in those places of resonance and all, but it's always like moving up. There's some new challenges that you're bringing into it, so you don't have to overwhelm yourself with like just the new. It's like you can just bring in new elements to it, so that you feel like you're not just doing the same things over and over and over within those areas that you love, that you're activating your natural abilities and your acquired skills. That's growth, right? And life is growth, but it's also, recognizing when you're in that place of meaning for yourself.
Okay. So becoming more meaningful to yourself. That's a good concept.
And finding those, again, those little victories.
Yeah.
That keep the fire going. It's almost like just putting another log on the fire. It's like you don't have to, just keep like, just building the bonfire and then letting it go out and then building a new one. I know people that are like that, right? It's like, oh, I'm really excited about that. It's like, and they'll jump into it. And then, you talk to them a little while later and it's just like, well, what happened with that? And it's like, it wasn't for me, and then, a week after it's like, oh my God, I'm into this and this is like great. And then, that's where that, it's a self-sabotage. It's not allowing for a resonance, and just like, adding little logs to the fire just to keep it burning, where, one is actually activating a vision maybe that they have, they're resonating with their hopes, their dreams, their ambition, but where they bring in those those little logs, those little victories that can keep the fire stoked. So it doesn't just go out and uh, and, and allow for someone to be in a place of like a hopelessness, or whether it's just like they throw their hands up and say, oh, I guess that wasn't for me, you know?
Yeah. No, I think that, that's the key is bringing the mind back into knowledge. Like, what is it that you'd like to learn? If you're bored, like you say that, that the fire has kind of died, what is it that you'd like to learn? I know it's been a year of, maybe you've read a lot of books, you've definitely watched all of Netflix, but now, where is it that you would like to learn something? Where is it getting back on track with you? Because the bottom line is not to let the outside actually confuse you in any way. It's all about you. And, this is going to be your journey. And what are you going to take with you off the earth? It's not really any material items. It's going to be love. And maybe some of your dissension, but it's going to be love. So that's what we know what we'll carry with us. So that's what we need to create. And how do we create that? Well, I've heard a lot of people just recently say, because I'm into horses, and they'll say, this is my last horse. I'm not going to do horses after this. I mean, this is like people who are like 26 years old, 27 years old, fantastic horse people. I mean, I'll ask the simplest little question like, oh, what kind of bit is that or something? And they go, da, 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 where to find it on the internet. And I said, so I had to talk with somebody yesterday and said, I really hope that you realize that you're an excellent equestrian and that you will never give up saving horse lives, because that's the bottom line of it. What are you doing? We're saving lives in a different way. I mean, I may do a lot of work with humans, but animals and horses and just animals on the planet, you want to keep everything going in a progressive way. So find what your niche is. Could be that you're going to go out and buy a few trees and plant them, that sort of thing. Because I saw something about, the wood that, toilet paper, everything is always, the wood. So, hey, plant some trees. Yeah. I mean, we can all be progressive. We just really can.
Yeah. Well, are you saying that the toilet paper comes from wood?
Well, this is what there was some kind of article. I actually didn't read it. I just saw it. And I just thought, oh my gosh, okay. You have to feel guilty about everything. So, plant a tree, Tara.
Yeah.
Is that, where do you feel useful in your life?
Yeah.
You feel useful in your life. Do I want to, save every kitten and every puppy and every horse? Of course I do. Every and raccoon, you name it. I'm into saving it. But the bottom line is that, I did my part. I 5 kittens at the beginning of the summer. I tamed 5 feral kittens. So I did do the kitten part this summer. Yeah, and that was a big job. Took me 3 weeks, but I got them to where now they're the biggest loves ever. Yeah. Everybody's happy with their cat that, got really on it on the internet and got those kittens, homed.
It was a bit of a, some doing.
Kittens. You met the kittens.
Yeah. Yeah. When they were feral.
They were very feral. Yeah.
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 Yeah. But they are sweet cats.
Oh, they're so amazing now. Gosh, I got them just in time. Because I saw it. I said, ooh, don't get those kittens. Those kittens are never going to be able to catch them again.
Yeah.
They're only about 6 weeks old, 7 weeks old. Let's grab them. So I didn't grab them, but I fed them. I started feeding them all the time. And that's, the thing about food and animals, you feed them all the time and they come around.
Yeah. Or else they're completely wild, right? They're like dependent on whatever's around the barn.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So, but and everybody knows I put her out there, but Sophia, but I've had Sophia for 5 years. I brought her home from Brazil. And, people's like, how did you do it? Brazil. And it's Amazon. Wasn't super easy, but I put her into a vet's office and then applied for the papers for her from the government. And that the government then got with the American government so that I could fly her home. And then at that point, I wasn't in the Amazon any longer, but she was at the vet's office. And then I arranged for her to go into Brasilia to fly out into Miami. And then Miami, she came into San Francisco, actually. And I happened to be in New Zealand at the time, which was very inconvenient, but I had a dream and knew she was coming out of Brazil. And so I was really excited. And my wonderful assistant of 10 years, Helen Fredericks, lives in Sacramento. And so she went to the San Francisco airport and picked her up for me and kept her for 3 weeks until I got up to Sacramento to pick her up. Yeah, it was really wonderful.
That's right. That's right. Remember that.
And then she was so surprised. It was like, oh, it's you, when she saw me. Yeah. I mean, now, she's funny. She's really cute.
Very sweet.
She's very sweet. Well, she's very angelic. And so Hunter really tamed her and brought her in, because when I brought her to America, I was like, oh my gosh, I brought her to my ranch in Big Bear. And it was like, oh my gosh, she's not going to settle down. She's not a house dog. She didn't want to be a house dog. And she didn't know what to do. She just didn't know what to do. So I had a 1/2 acre fenced, and she'd still get out. She's like a little fox. I call her a Brazilian foxhound, because she can get out in like little teensy weensy holes. And so she'd be running by, wagging her tail at me, really happy to see me. And it would be like, oh my God, Sophia, come on in. Come on, you got to eat. But she'd be running the neighborhood, and the rattlesnakes. There's high timber rattlesnakes up there, and all the neighbors told me that she would be digging at the roots of trees and stuff, and she'd eat all the rattlesnake eggs. Like I could probably farm her out. Yeah, she eats rattlesnake eggs. About, March. There she goes. Yeah. So there was years up there. No rattlesnake eggs, no rattlesnakes at all. And so she, now though, Hunter took her, and Hunter, because it said, oh, we've got to tame her. So he took her and really tamed her. And so she's his dog, but she's been sleeping with me recently. She's been hanging out with me, and I'll get the dogs, and she's just such a little cuddler. Oh, I'm here. And then I'm on the edge of the bed because she's
hogging it there. She's like just spread out.
18 pounds. Yeah. She's hogging the bed. Yeah. Well, not only spreading out, she's cuddling. She's a cuddler. And then has to tell you about it.
That's sweet.
Anyway, so just find small victories. Small victories can be, you don't have to do huge things. I felt just super compelled to bring her home. So I did. And I knew she'd never have any comfort if I didn't do it. So that's why I thought, oh, this doggy, she loves to be comforted. And she loves soft things. I'm going to bring her home.
But even that was a process, right? Where it was like, getting her into a vet's office. And
then she didn't know what to do, because she was, okay, so I'll watch the property for you. She didn't leave. She just was, she didn't know what her job was, what her role was. It was like, no, we want you a cuddly little sweet dog in the house. So now she's all about it. She takes the most comfortable seats. She knows now. And she has her full big bed. She has this beautiful French basket. It's this real big French basket. I put a doggy bed in it. It's just perfect. It looks beautiful. It's a doggy bed. And she collects toys now because she never had toys, you know. And so, but she loves little squeaky toys, and she doesn't chew them up or tear them up. She just squeaks them, and it's just the cutest thing to listen to the, you know, because she has to go over. And then, but if any dog's when Kylo comes over, Willie's dog, she has to make sure that her toys are back in her bed. So Kylo takes them all out, takes them all over the yard and all over the house. And she's like, my toy is out. So she takes it because, you know, Bentley and even Ghost, who used to rip up everything, he doesn't care about her toys. Maybe she tells him he can't care about her toys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she has to bring her toys back to her bed. So she's this hoarder of toys. And I go to the store just to get her a toy just because she's so thankful. She just tells me over and over, oh my gosh, you got me a toy. It's so sweet.
No, I love it. I love it. It's like dogs and their toys. It's like, and it's always great when they get past that stage of just ripping it all to shreds.
Right. Well, Jason has 2 ruby Cavaliers, King Charles Cavaliers, and they're beautiful, beautiful dogs.
But they're hunters, right? They're spaniels, and so, you know, they like to tear into like toys and stuff, and you know, rip the stuffing out and kind of eat the cloth. I mean, they as puppies they were more into it. Now it's just like they just kind of like, Archie just has it in his mouth. Right. And he just likes to like suckle on it or something. It's like he's just like, you know, he's funny.
Yeah. They are the dogs. Yeah, our family dogs.
Yeah. No, I've always had dogs, for sure.
And horses. I've always had horses.
Well, I had a pony.
Amy has horses. The girls went horses too. Yeah.
Oh, totally. It's like the females and horses, right? It's like there. It's like not me.
Oh, and Lyrica was sick this week. You know, people have been asking me about her. She's coming out of it. She's really upset. She can't have an apple or carrot or any treats or any senior feed or anything, but she's coming out of it. She's on a special diet for a few weeks to get her stomach perfect.
She can't have a Terra mystery sweet?
Nope. And she wants one bad. She'd like to enlighten me about it a lot. Oh my gosh. Bella gets it. Why not me? Like, you're punishing me. It's like, no, I'm not. Yeah.
So you are again, you're doing a psychic seminar.
I'm doing a psychic seminar, and you're doing your Japanese sessions, right?
Like today I have another part of a segment of a class that goes through Zoom, and then my part is translated into Japanese, and we're studying the minor arcana in the tarot. Nice. So it's like very, very in depth, just going through every card and just really getting a good understanding of the meanings, but also the cycles of the tarot, and learning the tarot, right? That's a huge undertaking as far as it's 78 cards of just meaning and all that, but it's like then you put it together. It's if someone sits in front of a piano, right, and sees all those keys, it's like you hit a note and you let it resonate, but then you start to compose, you start to put those notes together in many different forms, and the way that a person is wired within themselves, the relationship that they have with spirit, they're going to bring a different voice than someone else, and being able to in safe environments, productive environments, ones where you're not just being judged for by others. It's like you don't have to like follow a specific discipline, or it's not like a religious discipline where it's like you got to do it this way. I let my students like find their own way through it. Can be a little difficult at first, but once you start to get the hang of it, once you start to honor again your own experiences, the core that you draw upon when you're giving messages and all, it's like it's incredibly rewarding. And there are all of those areas that feel like a small win every time you read, and you feel like you're making a real connection there. Yeah. That's a small win, and one builds on those. And it's important to not just feel like it has to be a win every single time. It's like it's important to feel like you're fueling your own fire, and that you can make progress. It's all about making progress, learning from the those leaps that one can take, or just the small steps.
Right. And it's not about leaps. It's about step. And perfection, do not get into that game as well. Not to say that things should be sloppy, because our great grandmother used to say, and she lived till I was 27 years old. So she had a lot of wisdom, and it was great. And I feel very fortunate on that. But she always used to say it only takes a few more minutes to do something right. And so the thing is though, the perfection standpoint is, people can be like a deer in headlights, because they think, oh, it has to be perfect before anybody sees it, or, to whereas, the memorable thing sometimes, I made Don Tinling, a lot of people remember Don Tinling, and I made him once a birthday cake. His birthday is in July. And it was, I don't know what kind of oil I used, but it became it was an earthquake cake. It just, so we named it the earthquake cake. And, that's a memorable cake because it tasted good, but it was an earthquake. It just fell apart. And we just loved him rib about that earthquake cake. So, I could have said, oh my God, I can't serve that. I'm going to have to go buy one at the store or something. And instead, we were good enough friends where it was like, here.
This is what I think of our friendship.
It's definitely.
It's not perfect, but it's delicious.
Yeah. It was so funny. I remember laughing over that.
Yeah. That's something that he would totally remember too.
Oh gosh, he remembers.
Give you hell over.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh. Oh no, he has the funniest stories. Yeah, things I've given him and stuff, and what he does, and like feeling terrible, like it broke or it did. So, I've known him for 35 years. So anyway, it was hilarious. Yeah.
So where can people find out about all these wonderful seminars that you got coming up?
Well, I only have the two, and the other one is only in the planning stages. But the psychic seminar, as we were here, she came through. So, I'm just putting in the last plans here. So October 23rd and 24th, I think that's the Saturday and Sunday. So that's going to be the Sedona Psychic Seminar. So you can register for that. It's very fun. Like I said, we're going to be out at a ranch. There's a few rooms for rent out there, but there's a lot of hotels out there too. So it's really going to be great. Hey, and thank you, Jason, for being on the show. JasonDMcKean.com, MC, capital Kean, McKean, and then Jason D, JSON, D, McKean.
Thank you.
And he has lots of MP3s. Yes, lots of ums and lots of meditations as well. And tarainsight.com, TARAINSIGHT.com. Thank you, everybody. Lots of love.